Welcome to today's Lost Souls, where we bring you the most impactful and unforgettable stories from around the world. Today, we remember the lives of remarkable individuals whose legacies continue to inspire and resonate. From iconic musicians to trailblazing activists, join us as we celebrate their extraordinary contributions and bid farewell to those who have left an indelible mark on our lives. Stay tuned for a journey through their incredible stories.
Tina Turner, born Anna Mae Bullock on November 26, 1939, in Brownsville, Tennessee, was a legendary singer, songwriter, actress, and author who left an indelible mark on music and popular culture. Known as the Queen of Rock and Roll, she captivated audiences worldwide with her powerful, raspy voice, electrifying stage presence, and timeless hits like What's Love Got to Do with It, The Best, and Proud Mary. Tina's career began in the late 1950s when she joined Ike Turner's band, eventually becoming the lead vocalist of the Ike and Tina Turner Revue. Together, they recorded explosive live performances and hit songs that shaped the sound of rhythm and blues and rock music in the 1960s and early 70s. Her life was marked by resilience, as she survived an abusive marriage with Ike, leaving him in 1976 to pursue a solo career. Her reinvention as a solo artist in the 1980s brought her monumental success, with the album Private Dancer generating multiple Grammy Awards and international acclaim. Turner's influence extended beyond music to serve as a symbol of empowerment and strength, especially for women overcoming adversity. She was renowned not only for her vocal prowess, but also for her dynamic performances and signature style that inspired countless artists across generations. In later years, Tina became a Swiss citizen and lived in Küsnacht near Zurich, where she spent her final days. She faced several health challenges, including a stroke in 2013, a battle with intestinal cancer, and kidney failure, the latter treated by a transplant donated by her husband, Erwin Bach. Tina Turner passed away on May 24, 2023, at her home in Switzerland at the age of 83. Her death marked the end of an era, but left behind a legacy celebrated worldwide. Theaters dimmed their lights in tribute, and fans and fellow artists mourned the loss of a true music icon who transcended racial and genre boundaries to become one of the best-selling artists of all time. Her life story, from a small-town girl facing hardships to an international superstar, remains a powerful testament to courage, talent, and the unyielding spirit of a true queen of rock and roll, Fred White. Fred White, the talented drummer best known for his work with the legendary funk and soul band Earth, Wind and Fire, passed away at the age of 67. Born in 1955 in Chicago, Fred came from a remarkable family of musicians, including his older brothers, Maurice and Verdine White. A child prodigy on the drums, Fred displayed exceptional talent early in life and performed with notable acts such as Donny Hathaway even before finishing high school. Fred joined Earth, Wind and Fire in 1974, about 4 years after the band was formed by his brother Maurice White. He became one of the band's primary drummers, playing alongside Ralph Johnson. His drumming style helped define the energetic and sophisticated sound that propelled the band to international fame. Fred's tight, upbeat beats were fundamental to some of the band's most enduring hits, including September, Shining Star, Boogie Wonderland, and Let's Groove. His work contributed to Earth, Wind and Fire's rise as one of the best-selling bands of all time, with over 90 million records sold worldwide. The band earned 6 Grammy Awards for American Music Awards and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2000. Fred White also performed with the band during their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Outside of the band, Fred was known as a mischievous and entertaining brother, someone who could lift the spirits of those around him even in tough situations. His passing was announced by his brother Verdine White, who commemorated him as an amazing and talented family member, now drumming with the Angels. Fred White's drumming not only helped make Earth, Wind and Fire's music timeless, but also influenced generations of musicians in funk, R&B, and soul. His legacy reverberates in the vibrant rhythms and joyous energy that continue to inspire fans worldwide. Raquel Welch. Raquel Welch, born Jo Raquel Tejada on September 5, 1940, in Chicago, Illinois, was an iconic American actress and model whose career spanned over 5 decades. Often hailed as one of the greatest sex symbols of the 1960s and 1970s, Welch transformed the ideal of feminine beauty and empowered women through her strong screen presence and versatile roles. That Welch's rise to fame began with her striking appearance as the cave woman in the 1966 film 1,000,000 Years BC, where she wore a now legendary doeskin bikini that became a cultural icon. Despite having only a few lines, the role firmly established her as a major star and sex symbol worldwide. She quickly followed this with notable roles in Fantastic Voyage, 1966, Bedazzled, 1967, and 100 Rifles, 1969, where her love scenes made cinematic history for depicting interracial intimacy. Welch was not just a pretty face. She broke the mold of the typical sex symbol by portraying tough, independent women who often took center stage. She earned a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Comedy, or Musical for her role as Constance Bonacieux in The Three Musketeers, 1973, and reprised the role in its sequel. Her performances often combined glamour with grit, inspiring a generation of actresses. Apart from her film career, Welch was an accomplished model and stage performer, appearing on countless magazine covers and Broadway productions. She was also known for her activism and advocacy for women's rights, using her fame to challenge Hollywood's often narrow standards of female beauty. In her later years, Welch faced health challenges, including Alzheimer's disease. She passed away peacefully at her home in Los Angeles on February 15, 2023, at the age of 82. Raquel Welch's enduring legacy lies in her trailblazing roles and timeless appeal, which reshaped Hollywood's portrayal of women and contributed significantly to popular culture. She remains celebrated as a symbol of strength, beauty, and resilience. Adam Rich. Adam Rich, October 12, 1968 to January 7, 2023, was an American actor best known for his role as Nicholas Bradford, the youngest son on the popular television series 8 is Enough, which aired from 1977 to 1981. With his signature page boy haircut, Rich became widely recognized as America's little brother, charming audiences with his portrayal of the sweet, sometimes mischievous youngest child in a big family. Born in Brooklyn, New York City, Rich grew up in Granada Hills, Los Angeles, in a Jewish family. He showed an early interest in performance and began acting at a young age. His breakthrough came when he won the role of Nicholas Bradford at just 8 years old, joining a cast that included actor Dick Van Patten, who played the family patriarch. After 8 is Enough, Rich's career included appearances in the TV series Code Red, the sitcom Gun Shy, and guest spots on popular shows such as The Love Boat, Chips, Fantasy Island, The $6 Million Man, Saint Elsewhere, and Baywatch. He also did voice work on the animated series Dungeons & Dragons, along with fellow 8 is Enough co-star Willie Alms. Despite his early success, Rich faced personal struggles throughout his life, including battles with depression and substance abuse. In 1991, he was arrested for a shoplifting spree and subsequently received help with his addiction issues. Publicly, Rich spoke about his mental health and expressed the importance of discussing these challenges to reduce stigma. His friend and publicist described him as a kind soul who did not seek fame but cherished his craft. Rich passed away in his Los Angeles home at the age of 54 from an accidental fentanyl overdose. His death was mourned by fans and colleagues who remembered him not only for his on-screen talent, but also for his resilience and warmth off-screen. Adam Rich's legacy remains tied to his role as a beloved child actor who brought sincerity and charm to American television during a defining era. Harry Belafonte. Harry Belafonte, March 1, 1927 to April 25, 2023, was an extraordinary American singer, actor, and civil rights activist whose influence far exceeded the realms of entertainment. Often hailed as the king of calypso, Belafonte played a crucial role in popularizing Caribbean music internationally during the 1950s and 1960s, breaking new ground as one of the first Black artists to achieve mainstream success. Born Harold George Belafonte Jr. in Harlem, New York, to Caribbean immigrant parents, Belafonte faced hardship early on, including struggling with dyslexia and economic challenges. His path to greatness began when he discovered his passion for performance, studying theater and joining the American Repertory Theater. His breakout came through his iconic music, especially the 1956 album Calypso. This album was the first LP by a single artist to sell over 1 million copies, featuring timeless hits like Deo, the Banana Boat song, and Jamaica Farewell. His rich baritone voice and vibrant performances introduced millions to the rhythms and culture of the Caribbean. Belafonte also made significant contributions to film and stage. He starred in critically acclaimed movies including Carmen Jones, 1954, Island in the Sun, 1957, and Odds Against Tomorrow, 1959. His talent extended to theater, where he won a Tony Award for his role in the Broadway musical John Murray Anderson's Almanac in 1954. Beyond his artistic achievements, Belafonte was a tireless humanitarian and activist. A close confidant of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he provided both moral and financial support to the civil rights movement, using his fame to raise awareness about racial injustice and poverty. Belafonte played key roles in organizing landmark events such as the 1963 March on Washington and was an ambassador for numerous causes worldwide, including anti-apartheid efforts in South Africa. Throughout his 5-decade career, Belafonte earned multiple Grammy Awards, an Emmy Award, a Tony Award, and prestigious honors like the Kennedy Center Honors, 1989, and the National Medal of Arts, 1994. In 2014, he received the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Harry. Belafonte's legacy is a testament to the power of art fused with activism. He remains an enduring symbol of cultural pride, social justice, and artistic brilliance, inspiring generations to use their voices for change. Melinda Dillon. Melinda Ruth Dillon, October 13, 1939 to January 9, 2023, was a distinguished American actress celebrated for her versatility and powerful supporting roles in film, television, and theater over a career spanning more than 4 decades. Born in Hope, Arkansas, and raised in Cullman, Alabama, Dillon developed an early passion for acting, which she pursued through studies at the Goodman School of Drama in Chicago. She was also a member of the renowned Second City improvisational comedy troupe, which helped hone her dynamic stage presence. Dillon first gained widespread acclaim with her Tony Award-nominated Broadway debut in 1962 as Honey in Edward Albee's groundbreaking play Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, one of the theater's most influential works. Her performance demonstrated her ability to convey vulnerability and emotional complexity, qualities that would define much of her later work. Transitioning seamlessly to film, Dillon made her feature film debut in The April Fools, 1969. She continued to build a distinguished film career marked by 2 Academy Award nominations for Best Supporting Actress for her heart-wrenching role as Gillian Guyler, a mother whose child is abducted by aliens in Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind, 1977, and for her portrayal of Teresa, a devout Catholic and conflicted teacher in Absence of Malice, 1981. Her work earned critical praise and cemented her reputation as a powerful character actress. Among her most beloved performances was Mrs. Parker, the loving and sometimes exasperated mother in the holiday classic A Christmas Story, 1983. This role endeared her to generations of fans and became a staple of American holiday viewing. Dillon also appeared in other notable films, including Bound for Glory, 1976, Slapshot, 1977, Harry and the Hendersons, 1987, The Prince of Tides, 1991, Magnolia, 1999, and Reign Over Me, 2007. Beyond film, Dillon also appeared in many television shows and TV movies, almost always bringing depth and nuance to her characters. She was known for a rich emotional range, seamlessly adapting between drama and comedy. Melinda Dillon's legacy is that of an extraordinary talent whose performances brought authenticity, grace, and empathy to every role. She passed away peacefully in 2023, leaving a lasting impact on stage and screen, remembered fondly by colleagues and audiences alike for her dedication to her craft and unforgettable portrayals. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Aloy Schwarzenegger was born on July 30, 1947, in the small village of Thal near Graz, Austria. His birth came during a tumultuous period in Austrian history, just 2 years after World War II had ended, leaving the country divided and occupied by Allied forces. The Austria of Arnold's childhood was a nation struggling to rebuild itself from the ashes of war. And this context would profoundly shape his character and ambitions. Arnold's father, Gustav Schwarzenegger, was a local police chief and former member of the Nazi Party, a fact that would later create complications in Arnold's life when he entered American politics. Gustav was known as a strict authoritarian figure who ruled his household with an iron fist. He had served as a military police officer during the war and carried those rigid disciplinary methods into his role as a father. Gustav was often described as emotionally distant and demanding, expecting nothing less than excellence from his 2 sons. His mother, Aurelia Jattern Schwarzenegger, was a more nurturing presence, though she too adhered to the strict Austrian parenting style of the era. She worked hard to maintain the household and support her husband's career while raising Arnold and his older brother Meinhard. The family lived modestly in their small village where everyone knew everyone and reputation mattered immensely. The Schwarzenegger household was characterized by competition and high expectations. Gustav would often pit Arnold against his older brother Meinhard in various contests and challenges, believing that competition would make both boys stronger. This early exposure to competitive dynamics would become a defining characteristic of Arnold's personality throughout his life. Whether it was academic performance, athletic achievements, or simple household chores, everything became a contest in the Schwarzenegger home. Arnold's childhood was marked by the typical hardships of post-war Austria. The family had limited resources and luxuries were scarce. Their home lacked central heating, and during harsh alpine winters, the family would gather around a single wood-burning stove for warmth. There was no telephone, no refrigerator, and certainly no television during Arnold's early years. These conditions, while challenging, instilled in him a deep appreciation for hard work and the value of earning what you have. From an early age, Arnold displayed an unusual level of ambition and dreams that seemed impossibly large for a boy from rural Austria. He would often tell his family and friends that he wanted to become rich and famous, to travel to America, and to achieve greatness on a scale that seemed fantastical to those around him. His mother later recalled that even as a young child, Arnold would speak with absolute certainty about his future success, as if he could see a path that was invisible to others. The young Arnold was fascinated by American culture, which he encountered through movies and magazines that occasionally made their way to Austria. He became particularly enamored with American muscle magazines and Hollywood films, especially those featuring strong, heroic figures. These early exposures to American ideals of success and individualism planted seeds that would eventually grow into his overwhelming desire to immigrate to the United States. School presented both challenges and opportunities for Arnold. While he was not naturally gifted academically, he possessed an exceptional ability to focus and work towards specific goals. His teachers noted that when something interested him, he would pursue it with an intensity that was remarkable for his age. However, subjects that didn't capture his imagination often received minimal attention, a pattern that would continue throughout his formal education. Arnold's relationship with his father remained complex and often strained throughout his childhood. Gustav's expectations were incredibly high, and his approval was difficult to earn. This dynamic created in Arnold both a deep desire to prove himself and a rebellious streak that would manifest in various ways as he grew older. The pressure to excel was constant, and failure was not tolerated in the Schwarzenegger household. Despite the strict environment, Arnold's childhood was not without its pleasures and discoveries. He developed a love for outdoor activities, particularly those that challenged him physically. The Austrian countryside provided an excellent playground for a boy with boundless energy and a competitive spirit. He would spend hours hiking in the mountains, swimming in local lakes, and engaging in various sports and physical challenges with neighborhood children. The economic conditions of post-war Austria meant that the Schwarzenegger family, like most families in their region, had to be resourceful and frugal. Arnold learned early the value of money and the importance of working for what you wanted. These lessons would prove invaluable later in his life as he navigated the business worlds of bodybuilding, entertainment, and politics. Arnold Schwarzenegger's transition from bodybuilding champion to Hollywood superstar represents one of the most unlikely and remarkable career transformations in entertainment history. When he first arrived in Hollywood in the early 1970s, his thick Austrian accent, massive physique, and unpronounceable surname seemed like insurmountable obstacles to mainstream success. Yet, through sheer determination, strategic thinking, and an uncanny ability to reinvent himself, Arnold became one of the most recognizable and bankable stars in cinema history. His first significant film role came in 1970 with Hercules in New York, where he was credited as Arnold Strong in an attempt to make his name more palatable to American audiences. The film was a low-budget production that showcased Arnold's impressive physique, but also highlighted his limitations as an actor at the time. His Austrian accent was so thick that his voice was actually dubbed over by another actor in the original release. Despite these early challenges, Arnold saw the film as a stepping stone rather than a setback, viewing each role as an opportunity to learn and improve. The breakthrough that would define Arnold's career came in 1982 with Conan the Barbarian, directed by John Milius. This role seemed tailor-made for Arnold's unique combination of physical presence and emerging screen charisma as the brooding warrior. From Robert E. Howard's fantasy stories, Arnold didn't need to deliver complex dialogue or demonstrate nuanced emotional range. Instead, he could rely on his imposing physicality and natural intensity to carry the character. The film was a commercial success, earning over $68 million worldwide and establishing Arnold as a legitimate action star. The success of Conan the Barbarian led to its sequel, Conan the Destroyer, in 1984, which further cemented Arnold's place in the action genre. However, it was his next role that would transform him from a niche action star into a global phenomenon. James Cameron's The Terminator in 1984 provided Arnold with the perfect vehicle to showcase his unique screen presence while working around his perceived limitations as an actor. Initially, Arnold was considered for the role of Kyle Ree, the human resistance fighter, but during his meeting with James Cameron, the director became convinced that Arnold was perfect for the titular cyborg assassin. The role of the Terminator required minimal dialogue, allowing Arnold's physical presence and distinctive delivery to create an iconic character. His famous line, "I'll be back," delivered with robotic precision, and his signature accent became one of the most quoted phrases in cinema history. The Terminator was made on a modest budget of $6.4 million, but earned over $78 million worldwide, launching a franchise that would span decades. More importantly, it established Arnold's screen persona, the unstoppable force of nature who could be both terrifying villain and unlikely hero. The film's success opened doors to bigger budget productions and more prominent roles. The late 1980s and early 1990s represented the peak of Arnold's box office dominance. Films like Predator 1987, The Running Man 1987, Red Heat 1988, and Total Recall 1990 showcased his ability to carry major studio productions. Each film played to his strengths while gradually expanding his range as a performer. Predator, in particular, demonstrated his ability to work as part of an ensemble cast while still maintaining his status as the primary action hero. Total Recall, directed by Paul Verhoeven, represented a more ambitious and cerebral approach to the action genre. Based on a Philip K. Dick short story, the film combined spectacular action sequences with complex themes about memory, identity, and reality. Arnold's performance showed growth as an actor as he navigated the film's psychological complexities while delivering the physical action that audiences expected. The film's $261 million worldwide gross proved that Arnold could succeed in more sophisticated science fiction narratives. The pinnacle of Arnold's action career came with Terminator 2: Judgment Day in 1991. James Cameron's sequel was one of the most expensive films ever made at the time, with a budget of over $100 million. But it revolutionized cinema with its groundbreaking special effects and transformed Arnold's Terminator from villain to hero. His portrayal of the reprogrammed cyborg protector showed surprising emotional depth, particularly in his interactions with young John Connor, played by Edward Furlong. Terminator 2 became a massive global phenomenon, earning over $520 million worldwide and becoming the highest-grossing film of 1991. The film's success demonstrated Arnold's evolution as both an action star and a surprisingly capable dramatic performer. His delivery of lines like "Hasta la vista, baby" and "Come with me if you want to live" became cultural touchstones. As the 1990s progressed, Arnold began experimenting with different genres, most notably comedy. Twins 1988 had already shown his comedic potential, pairing him with Danny DeVito in a high-concept comedy about unlikely fraternal twins. The film's success, $216 million worldwide, proved that audiences would accept Arnold outside the action genre. This led to Kindergarten Cop 1990, which further developed his comedic timing while maintaining elements of his action persona. True Lies 1994, another James Cameron collaboration, represented the culmination of Arnold's action career. With a budget of $120 million, it was one of the most expensive films ever made and showcased spectacular action sequences combined with martial comedy. Arnold's performance as Harry Tasker, a secret agent whose wife is unaware of his real job, required him to balance intense action scenes with sophisticated comedy and genuine emotional moments. Throughout his film career, Arnold demonstrated an acute understanding of his own brand and market appeal. He consistently chose projects that maximized his strengths while gradually expanding his capabilities. Even his less successful films like Last Action Hero 1993, but while commercial disappointments, showed his willingness to take creative risks and push the boundaries of his established screen persona. Arnold's success in Hollywood was not merely the result of his physical attributes or timing. He approached his film career with the same strategic thinking and relentless work ethic that had made him a bodybuilding champion, that he studied successful actors, worked with acting coaches, and carefully selected projects that would advance his career goals. His ability to transform perceived weaknesses into strengths became a hallmark of his success. Throughout his extraordinary life, Arnold Schwarzenegger has faced numerous significant health challenges that would have derailed less determined individuals. His approach to these medical setbacks reflects the same resilience and strategic thinking that characterized his bodybuilding and entertainment careers, transforming potential career-ending situations into opportunities for growth and advocacy. The most publicized and serious of Arnold's health challenges occurred on March 30th, 2018, when he underwent emergency open-heart surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. What was initially planned as a routine catheter valve replacement to address a congenital heart defect turned into a life-threatening emergency when complications arose during the procedure. Arnold was born with a bicuspid aortic valve, a condition affecting approximately 1–2% of the population, where the aortic valve has only 2 leaflets instead of the normal 3 that the surgery, which should have been minimally invasive, became far more complex when surgeons discovered that the replacement valve was not functioning properly. Arnold had to undergo immediate open-heart surgery to replace the faulty valve, a procedure that required cracking open his chest and stopping his heart while surgeons worked. The operation lasted several hours, and Arnold spent days in intensive care with his family, maintaining a vigil by his bedside. During his recovery, Arnold faced the humbling reality of physical vulnerability for perhaps the first time in his adult life. The man who had built his identity around physical strength and invincibility found himself weak, dependent on medical equipment, and unable to perform basic tasks without assistance. However, true to his character, Arnold approached his recovery with the same methodical determination that had defined his bodybuilding career. The heart surgery was not Arnold's first encounter with serious medical issues. In 1997, while serving as chairman of the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports, he underwent surgery to repair a severe motorcycle accident injury from his youth that had been causing ongoing problems. This earlier procedure required extensive rehabilitation and forced him to temporarily reduce his physical activities, a significant adjustment for someone whose life revolved around fitness and strength. Arnold's history with performance-enhancing substances during his bodybuilding career has been a subject of ongoing medical concern and public discussion. During the 1970s and early 1980s, when Arnold dominated competitive bodybuilding, anabolic steroids were legal and commonly used among elite athletes. Arnold has been open about his steroid use during his competitive years, acknowledging that he used them under medical supervision as part of his training regimen. The long-term health implications of steroid use have been extensively documented, and Arnold has had to manage various related health issues throughout his later life. These substances can affect cardiovascular health, liver function, and hormonal balance, requiring ongoing medical monitoring and intervention. Arnold's openness about his past steroid use has made him an advocate for education about the risks associated with performance-enhancing drugs that in recent years. Arnold has dealt with various age-related health challenges typical of someone in their 70s who spent decades subjecting their body to extreme physical stress. Joint problems, particularly in his knees and shoulders, have required multiple surgeries and ongoing treatment. The cumulative effect of years of heavy weightlifting, intense film stunts, and the natural aging process has taken its toll on his musculoskeletal system. Arnold's approach to managing his health challenges has been characteristically strategic and proactive. He works with a team of specialists, maintains a modified but consistent fitness routine, and has adapted his diet and lifestyle to support his changing physical needs. Rather than retreating from public life due to his health issues, he has used his experiences to advocate for heart health awareness and the importance of regular medical screening. The psychological aspects of dealing with serious health challenges have also been significant for Arnold. Having built his entire identity around physical supremacy and invincibility, confronting his own mortality and physical limitations required substantial mental adjustment. He has spoken candidly about the humbling experience of facing life-threatening surgery and the perspective it provided on what truly matters in life. Arnold's recovery from his heart surgery became a public journey that he shared with his fans and followers through social media and interviews. His transparency about the challenges he faced, including moments of doubt and fear, humanized him in ways that his previous public personas had not. He used his platform to encourage others facing similar health challenges and to promote the importance of seeking medical attention when needed. The impact of his health challenges extends beyond personal consequences to his professional and public life. His reduced physical capacity has influenced his choice of roles and public appearances, requiring him to adapt his approach to both entertainment and political activities. However, rather than viewing these limitations as defeats, Arnold has embraced them as new challenges to overcome. Arnold's experience with the healthcare system has also influenced his political views and advocacy efforts. His personal encounters with both excellent medical care and the complexities of health insurance have informed his positions on health care policy and access to medical services. He has used his platform to advocate for improved healthcare systems and better access to cardiac care. Throughout all his health challenges, Arnold has maintained his commitment to physical fitness, adapting his routines to accommodate his changing capabilities. His current workout regimen focuses more on cardiovascular health, flexibility, and functional movement rather than the extreme muscle building that characterized his younger years. This adaptation demonstrates his ability to evolve and adjust his approach while maintaining his core commitment to health and fitness. The public nature of Arnold's health challenges has also created opportunities for education and awareness. His openness about his heart condition has helped raise awareness about congenital heart defects and the importance of regular cardiac screening. His experience has shown that even individuals who appear to be in perfect physical condition can face serious health challenges, emphasizing the unpredictable nature of medical issues.